One day stronger, another day longer. We stand together. We are the union. One day stronger, another day longer. We stand together.
What are we?
We are the union.
Union busted, it's so disgusting. The 1% is just full of corruption. Now it's time for the 99, cause we're drinking quarter waters and doling sipping wine. They talk about strikes and union dues, but they have no answers for the real issues, like a livable wage and enough sick days, a pension plan for the retirement age. We are the UNION, and we're taking a stand and we're organizing. We're taking control of our destiny. Like a fearless lion, you can't mess with me, cause we have the right to organize. So don't get
of the Unite Union podcast. I'm not behind the camera today, I'm actually in front of the camera with our guest Shen. Those who doesn't know Shen, she, I would call her unknown organiser from the UK, who's probably known today, because we really wanted to have a chat to her about, the difference between union in the UK versus union in New Zealand. Now, Shen, do you want to give us a bit of background on you?
Yeah, I like that I'm on loan. That's a really fun way to put it.
We have to return you after.
You have to return me to the shop that is the UK right now. So like most of the organisers at Unite, I actually came from being a worker. So I was a MacDonald's worker back in the UK. I helped to organise my MacDonald's store and was one of the stores that came out on the first British McStrike back in 2017, which I have a tattoo of the date.
That's a good way to remember it.
Just in case I ever forget. And basically what happened from there was after we went on strike, I ended up working for the Bakers Union back home.
The what union?
The Bakers Union, so Bakers Food and Allied Workers for farming. I ended up working for them as an organiser, organising McDonald's, and then I ended up coming over here.
Why did you choose to come to New Zealand?
So back home, we don't have union recognition at McDonald's. We still have 0-hour contracts. We still have youth rates. We don't have a living wage. All of this different stuff, right? In our first strike, there were two people that came over from Unite. So that was Matt McCartan and Joe Callahan, and they came over from New Zealand to the UK to give us solidarity. But while they were there, they were telling us that there's one union recognition. They got rid of 0 hours contracts. They got rid of youth rates, which is incredible. It was an amazing thing to accomplish against a company like McDonald's. So I wanted to come out here and learn from you guys, I guess, to see how you did it, what you're doing differently to what we're doing back home, and how I can take that back with me and try and help there.
Well, firstly, thank you for choosing New Zealand, and thank you for choosing Unite. It's been just really lovely. Well, I did hope you enjoyed your flight here, because I know it is a really long way to travel, and you are here with your partner, just you two, so away from your family. So it's a very difficult decision to make for someone to come literally to the other side of the world for a whole entire year. So it's very, very brave of you. Now, you've mentioned a few of the stuff like youth rate to 0 hours and union recognitions. Now, these are something that Unite has achieved. I would say almost somewhere between 10 to 15 years ago in New Zealand. The last major thing that we achieved, and that's McDonald related, is 0 hours, and we got rid of that back in 2015, which was actually 2 years before you guys even went out on your first strike.
Yeah.
And when you and I were talking, it's really interesting because UK is where unions started.
Yeah.
The Industrial Revolution, and all of these started in the UK. Yet UK has the way that you describe how fast food is unionised. It's kind of like, really? Is this really the same country? It's
we had incredibly strong unions back home in the UK. We still have some really great fighting unions, you know. But obviously, I don't want to be like a broken record and be like, Thatcher did this to us. But Thatcher did do this to us, and then Blair finished it off. And basically, we're in a really weak position, trade unions back home now. So in terms of things like industrial action, so here, you don't have to, your balloting process is literally just, you can send a text round or an email round, and you just have to get most of the people that reply to say yes, right? Back home, we have to, if we want to do any kind of industrial action, we have to give notice to the company that we're intending on balloting. Then we have to have a balloting period where postal votes, we have to have a meeting to decide we're going to ballot. Then we have to give notification. Then we have like a 2-week period at the least where letters get sent out by post, right? It gets sent to people. And they have to tick a box to say, yes, I want to go on strike, right? Put it back in the post, have it get to the place on time, have them counted. Then we have to give another lot of notice to the company to let them know that it's happening.
It's insane.
It's just like, so if all that time,
had so much notice to prepare for.
and not only that, but in that time period, they have loads of notice to be able to union bust and to scare people and to break things up. You know, it's insane. Like, it shouldn't be that way. We don't have access laws like you have. So for anyone,
we'll talk about the access law, because your understanding of access is actually very different from the actual access laws in New Zealand. We'll talk about that a bit later, but let's give it a bit more history on it.
Yeah.
Now, you know that you would have noticed that in New Zealand, unions also suffered a huge blow in the 90s, where compulsory unionism is just abolished. How do you feel? And Thatcher was around the 90s as well.
It was the 70s to 80s.
So that was about a decade before it happened in New Zealand. How do you think, how does it compare to New Zealand? Because we've lost a lot of the things that we've had in New Zealand in the past. Like, we used to have weekend rates.
Yeah.
We used to have time and a half for working overtime. We lost all of that. We lost our weekends. We lost proper wages. We lost protections. How does that compare to the UK?
Pretty similar. I think workers' rights around the world are on the back foot right now. Like, and we're seeing like a great sort of like surge of people joining unions, especially back home at the moment. But workers' rights is still really shitty at the moment. We don't have stuff like time and a half as much as we used to. So like people working overtime and stuff like that, you don't really find that many people getting extra pay for it anymore. In terms of like, so McDonald's is a good example in the UK, right? In McDonald's in the UK, it actually used to be that McDonald's workers got extra money working on a bank holiday or extra money working after a certain time. Because someone that I used to work with had worked there for like 17 years and said she remembers when you used to get extra pay. And then they just took it away and nobody put up a fight. So it was like you had these things that were better than we have now and they just got taken. And I feel like a lot of people didn't put up a fight when that happened, or if we did put up a fight, we kind of lost, you know? So I think it's similar to New Zealand in that way, that like the actual benefits and stuff at work and the actual rights at work have kind of gone down a little bit in line with how trade unions have gone down, you know? Like, it's a direct correlation too.
So, you know, when I started at the union, even as a delegate, and you and I kind of started at the same places as delegates and, you know, fought for workers while we were still working for our old bosses.
Yeah.
And I found in New Zealand that a lot of the trade unions were old white male.
Yeah.
My first CTU meeting, and I've been very public about this. I think the first CTU meeting I went to was in 2015 or somewhere along that, and I messaged people at Unite and go, where's the young people? How come this bunch of old men filling us in these meetings? So that was what union was back then, and over the last 5 years, we've seen a lot of young workers joining the union as organisers. I can't speak for other unions, but look at Unite. We have majority of our organisers is under the age of 30.
And also women. A lot of women here.
Is it different from the UK?
There's a lot. I would say, at least at Unite, there's more women than there are back home. Like, well, in the Bakers Union, I love the Bakers Union. Shout out, and also Sarah Willie just became General Secretary not that long ago, and she's amazing. But yeah, I would say there are more women in positions in unions here than there are back home. And more women of colour.
That's really interesting. I think the union, I'm not going to speak about other unions about the colour part, but definitely you see a lot of diversity in Unite. I mean, Chinese, Turkish, we have Irish, Bulgari, also we do have a wide range of representations in the union, even in a paid official position, not just the delegates or the members. How do you see that different? Because you went to one of our AGMs, our first AGM last year. Unfortunately, the one that you attended wasn't a combination of all sectors of the union.
No, it's fast food.
It was fast food only that you went. But you've met delegates that come in and out of this place, out of this building.
Yes.
How did you find, membership-wise? I mean, because you guys, yes, okay, UK, there's majority of them is white people, British people, but you also have a huge range of diversity of people who work in McDonald's. How do you see that membership? How is that? Do you see a difference between New Zealand?
What do you mean? Like, do I see a difference in the workers that are involved, or
in the union? So the membership. I mean, do you see a diversity in age, gender, race?
Yeah. No. So the membership of unions back home, like, you know yourself that workers are diverse, right? Like, especially when you're looking at places like fast food, where a lot of people who work in it are migrant workers, and a lot of people who work in it are young, right? So there is a lot of diversity in the membership base, absolutely. Like, I would say that it's similar to New Zealand in terms of that. Like, there's a lot of diversity.
That is really good, because I know with some is that diversity is not so.
It depends what union.
Okay, so I guess the Bakers Union is very similar to Unite, that you do have a diversity. Do you find?
So Bakers Union is, bakery, they're like factories and stuff like that for the most part, right? Fast food is something they've only recently started moving into. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the factory work and stuff is, there's loads of people who do it. There's loads of Eastern Europeans, there's loads of white British people, there's, Asian people, all kinds of people working in factories and stuff in these rural towns. So the membership is
pretty diverse.
Yeah, I'd say the membership is diverse in most unions. I'd say that it's not always reflected in who the full-time organisers are. I'd say it's not always reflected in who the leadership are. But the actual membership is extremely diverse. So
that's really good, because when I first started, we had difficulties unionising Chinese workers, unionising Indian workers. Multi-Pacific Island has always been really strong unions in New Zealand, but it might be that we've had issues with. We kind of solved that problem. So I'm not sure if you guys have the similar issues in the UK, where a lot of migrant workers or descendants of migrant workers is kind of hesitant at joining the union.
I would say that migrant workers are hesitant. And you can understand that because they're already kind of in this precarious position, right, as migrant workers. Especially, back home they've got this really hostile environment going on for migrants. And they seem to be actively attacking migrants. So I can absolutely understand why some migrant workers are hesitant to join unions. Why some migrant workers are hesitant to make trouble or to do anything like that. But saying that, on our first strike of our first picket line, we had migrant workers. So
that's really good, because this affects everyone. It's not just the residents and citizens. This is anyone who works, for sure. Now you mentioned union rights in the UK that you guys don't have any union rights in fast food. Is it just fast food or is it just all sectors?
So everybody is allowed to join a union if they choose to.
That is New Zealand.
Yeah, everybody is allowed to join a union if they choose to. There is laws protecting them from detriment at work and stuff like that. But you know as well as I do that it's hard to prove, even if you know that the reason that you're getting hassle from the boss is because you're a union member. It's really difficult to prove. Yeah, so like it's super difficult to prove. So it's like it's there are rights as in union officials can't just go in and sit down and talk to people. You know what I mean? There's not rights as in that. And also in terms of union recognition, it's really hard to get. But yeah, like it's.
You guys have collective bargaining?
Yeah.
Is it different from New Zealand?
Well, I've only been involved in bargaining here because this is where you have an agreement, a collective agreement.
So you guys don't have a collective agreement?
We have nothing with McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the only place I've ever been involved in bargaining with McDonald's or with any company is here.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
hopefully you can take that back to the UK and start a collective contract, because you and I both know how important it is to actually have a contract.
Yeah.
Because that is something that we can hold the companies to, because you agreed to it, you signed on the dotted line, so you better go buy it, or else we take legal action against a company who breaches the collective agreement.
Yeah, I think obviously we have contracts and stuff anyways, like workers have contracts, but
Yeah, but
it's all individual contracts.
that's the problem is that you don't know what my contract is, and there could be things in here that's very different. And when you face things like mass redundancies, that's where a lot of the problem comes, because you literally have to read through thousands of contracts. Accessing members. Now with fast food, you guys are even in New Zealand standard, fast food is very fortunate that you have the ability to tell a store manager to send every single worker to me and I want to talk to them about the union. Unfortunately, that is not how the rest of New Zealand works. So I take care of call centres, and yes, I have a right to access all employees, but I don't have a right necessarily to tell them to send every single person to me.
No, you can talk to workers.
I can talk to workers.
Yeah, you can go into a workplace and you can talk to workers.
Can you not do that in the UK?
So organising McDonald's back home was chasing workers across car parks, waiting outside of doors, waiting for workers to go on break so I could talk to them, getting made to leave stores by managers. One of the other organisers, so my partner Steve, right?
We're actually going to have him on the
Well,
show.
we're going to have Steve here, but he's tired, he's been working late. But, so Steve, right, once went to a McDonald's store, like, it was a franchise he had never even been to, right? He'd been to none of the franchises of this person. It was the first time he was going to the store. As he walked up to the door, one of the managers inside saw him, ran to the door and blocked him and was like, "You're not coming in here, absolutely not." And Steve was like, "I've not even been here, like, how do you know who I am?" And they were sending around pictures of us. Like, we have no right to go into a workplace and talk to anybody. They're allowed to contact us and they're allowed to come and meet us, but we are not allowed to go into workplaces and sign workers up to the union.
That's horrible.
They can trespass us and everything, I guess.
Well, they can trespass us too.
Yeah, but only if it's reasonable. Yeah.
It's a bit difficult to trespass us.
Yeah.
So I guess, the way you describe it, it kind of sounds like underground work almost.
It's like going back to the beginning.
Like chasing workers down. I think if you talk to any organisers in New Zealand, it's kind of like,
yeah, like, what do you mean?
what do you mean you chasing workers? Isn't that like harassment?
I was once driving, I was coming out of a McDonald's car park, right, and about to turn down the road and go on the road. And I looked and I saw that this guy had McDonald's trousers on. I knew he was a worker. I stopped my car, I jumped out of my car, and I went and I ran up to him and talked to him, and he was just like, "Was this person going to murder me?"
It's traumatizing for both of you.
It's horrible, yeah. And someone trusts you in that position. Like, imagine if you were on the street and someone came up to you and, like, started trying to get you to sign up for something.
Yeah, well, you don't know what it is.
There's no one for it.
And if union was busted back in the 70s and 80s, it's almost 2 generations that people aren't aware of what union is. And that's the scariest part, is the lack of knowledge that young worker has when it comes to trade unions, is that they think I've actually had people say to me, is that, aren't you guys just a bunch of old white men in suits? I was like, no. I went to you. No, to me. And I didn't know how to answer that. Yes, traditionally, yes, that could be the idea.
Yeah.
But unions have moved so much. We've changed so much in the last 5 to 10 years that we're not old white men sitting in suits that trying to get you to sign up to something your grandparents was part of.
I mean, you didn't really showcase that in the first podcast, did you? I mean, minus the suits, but
We don't wear suits at Unite.
no offense, Mike, if you watch this.
He's right.
He's right.
No, we do not wear suits at Unite. We can't find a suit that fits me. So it is, we've changed so much from what union was back then, and it's really good to hear that UK has changed. Now, you've mentioned, and this is really interesting, is that you guys have youth rates. Now, hang on, let me explain youth rate for many people in New Zealand. Now, I don't know if we still have youth rates in other sectors, but definitely in Unite we don't have youth rate, and we haven't had youth rates. I want to say like at least 13, 14 years. I think we ended youth rate, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong on this, back in 2006, 2007 or somewhere along
Yeah, because the story about it is amazing, right? Like, you filled buses with school kids
we
where they're like,
yes,
sat in
high school
workplaces.
kids. I was fortunate enough to meet a few of them who was part of that, and the story they go, it's like, how do we do that now? But obviously it's a bit different, and so youth rate is pretty much anyone who's under the age of, I don't know the exact number, so in New Zealand I think it was 18 or 16, you get paid a different rate from adults.
Yeah.
Now, John Key, the previous Prime Minister from Jacinda, he did try to bring back youth rate. I don't believe it's illegal in New Zealand, but I could be very wrong on that. But we make sure that none of the places that Unite covers have youth rates. And as you know, Unite, majority of our members, a significant amount of our members is actually youth. Even though we've seen a shift in the age of workers who work at these fast food places, who work at cinemas. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, there were a bunch of 15, 16, 17-year-olds working at these places, but now we're seeing more family people. Now, that's a whole different reason why that happened, which we'll talk about that later. But so we managed to get rid of youth rate and kept it away. What was it like in the UK?
So, we have youth rates. We have 16, so, oh man, this is really difficult because it's really complicated. It's not complicated, right, but it's just, there are so many brackets. It's like 16 and 17-year-olds get paid the same, right? And then 8,
what is that?
Oh god, I don't know, I can't think right.
You gotta convert that into New Zealand, like pounds and pences and
pounds and pences. I actually talk in dollars now. It's really weird. I said pounds yesterday to you, and I was like, "This feels dirty to say pounds." Oh man, I don't be doing that. I can't remember it. Anyways, it's probably like £6 or £7, which is probably about $13, $14. Yeah, so it's like $13, $14. And just like so everyone knows, workers here, the minimum wage is like $19, $17. No, it's gone up this year, didn't it? $18.90. $18.90 is the minimum wage here. I think
somewhere like that.
Yeah,
we'll find out and post that up.
Anyways, but so youth rates is like 16 and 17-year-olds are probably getting, I can't remember right now, but like £6 or £7 maybe.
What's minimum wage?
Depends on the age you are.
Oh wow, so you don't have a standard?
No, 16, 17-year-olds get paid differently. 18, 19 and 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds? No, and 20-year-olds get paid differently. Then 21 to 25 get paid differently, and then 25 plus get paid differently. That's what minimum wage. So minimum wage is not a basic line. It's like dependent on your age, and some companies may not do youth rates, but most companies do.
But why would you consider 25-year-olds as youth? I know the
They're not. That's the point.
youth.
25 is the age at which they think you're an adult, and therefore 25 plus. So anyone over 25
why
is the same rate.
21 to 25?
It's ridiculous.
You're old enough to drink in the UK.
Absolutely,
You're old enough to vote.
At 18, yeah. I'm old enough to join the army at 16, but I'm not old enough to earn the same as a 25-year-old.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's really sad to hear, because we've seen, I remember talking to those that were involved in youth rape, a lot of these 16, 17-year-olds, they were actually in a management position, whether it's, I don't know, fast food terms, store managers or something like that, shift managers, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yet they're getting earned less than
So
rich individuals.
no. So it will still be banding. So if you're like a shift manager, you're going up. So shift managers will still obviously earn more than criminals.
If I'm a 20, I'm 27. So in the UK, I will. Thanks. So in the UK, I will not be on youth rate because I'm over the age of 25. So, and let's pretend you're 16 again.
Thanks.
You're on £6 or £7, and I'm on significantly higher because I'm older. Yet you're my manager. So you still get higher than me?
That wouldn't really. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a manager, it's different. So like within a company, obviously the pay scale still goes up for different positions. So it's not unheard of, but it's unlikely that would happen, right? So unless like the company did it still at youth rates but in the different positions, that's the only way that would happen. But otherwise, like, you go up on a pay scale, so it's just the basic minimum wage that is broken into youth rates. So
That is very complicated. And look, I hope you guys do abolish youth rate.
yeah, so do I.
Because it's a horrible thing, because if you're doing the same job,
jobs, same
no matter how old you are, you should be paid the same.
Exactly.
I mean, and you can't use the excuse young people don't have bills to pay, because you do have young people that has a significant amount of bills, and for some of them, this could be their opportunity to get, to earn a little bit of saving, because they could still be living at home. But if you're going to have youth rates like that, it does make things very difficult for young workers, especially at 25. I mean, there are people with children at the age of 25. And how are you supposed to feed your family if you're still on youth rate yourself? And that's very, very sad to hear.
A minimum wage isn't even close to a living wage in the UK.
What's
Here,
the
anyway, it's a bit closer. So the living wage in the UK, I think, is like £11 now or something.
Wow. Is that London or the rest of the country?
So I know that I need to look this up because there's probably a new rate, because it would have gone up since I last looked at it when they like redo the living wage thing, right? But I know that London has a different living wage to the rest of the country.
Do they get paid differently?
Sometimes, so you can get London waiting, like when you
need that.
Yeah, you can get London waiting for some jobs. Some jobs do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not all jobs do it. Some jobs do it. And that's like an extra bit of pay to be like, yeah, you live in London, it's really expensive. But saying that, places like Brighton are almost as expensive as London, if not as expensive.
I don't know where Brighton is.
So Brighton's in south of England, right? But they have a different living wage worked out for them than London does.
Oh.
And it's kind of stupid because it's like actually renting in Brighton is as expensive as London.
Oh, wow.
And cost of stuff is as expensive as London, so they shouldn't have a different living wage, right? I just think I don't agree that wages should be broken up to areas, right? I think that if it's a living wage, you do it based on the most expensive place to live in the country, and you make that the living wage for everyone, right? Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't be paid differently on where you live, right? Like, if you're doing the same job, you should be getting the same pay.
Sure, and
regardless of age and location.
It should be a widespread. Now, we also have a lot of problem in New Zealand on living wage, because you've lived in Auckland, and it is a very, very expensive city to live. And both rent, or you were saying that you came to New Zealand with not much winter clothes, just repurchasing your whole winter wardrobe is a lot more than UK, what you would pay for in the UK.
Yeah, there's no Primark. There's no Primark here, guys.
I don't know what that is.
Primark is the best. No, it's just a really cheap clothes shop.
We have dress mart.
No, I would say Primark's more like Kmart.
Okay.
Yeah, but Kmart's still more expensive than Primark.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of our stuff is way more expensive in the UK, even if you do the conversion and stuff.
Yeah. Clothes-wise, anyway.
Well, what about living? Do you think it's more expensive to live?
Rent's cheaper.
Really?
Yeah. Rent's cheaper than London.
Okay,
Food is more
maybe mine
expensive.
is London. Like, London is kind of special when you got that already live.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm comparing it to a city of well, it's not the same size. So London has double the population of the whole of New Zealand.
Exactly. So you can't really compare London. I mean, where do you come from in England? We should have started with that question. Cost of living in London compared to Auckland is our rent is actually cheaper. Now that's really interesting because
Rent's more expensive, food's cheaper. That's what I'd say.
wait, what?
Rent is more expensive
In New Zealand.
London. In London?
No, but I mean New Zealand, the other way around. Our rent is cheaper than London. And that's
But
really
food's more
interesting because, you know, it's for a long time our workers and a lot of our workers can't actually afford a proper house. And even if you're just renting a room, you end up spending about 60% or even more of your wages. Let's take me and my partner as an example. Our rent is about $600. How much is our rent? About $660 a week. And that is almost 100% of my wages going towards the rent.
Yeah.
And our rent is a lot cheaper compared to the rest of Auckland.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting. That's how can someone in London survive on, let's say, a 21-year-old? How can you survive if your rent is more expensive?
Well, it's hard. I've met people who. So one of the only things that's different, that's a little bit better in UK McDonald's to McDonald's here, right, is that you get free meals on your break. So here you get discounted meal, right, on your break, unless you work overnight, in which case you get free meal. In the UK, you do just get a free meal on your break.
In McDonald's, not the most healthy.
It's not, but it's something, and I knew lots of workers who
Relied on that meal, didn't they?
yeah, because they could not afford to pay rent and get themselves food and travel to work, so they used to only eat when they were working.
Wow, that's
That's their only meal.
very, very, very sad to hear.
Yeah.
Now, I have an opinion on. I think if you work in the food industry, you should offer your workers free meals.
Yeah, I
because
believe that.
you're making food anyway.
And it's cheap as hell. Like, it's like 15p to make a Big Mac.
Okay, let's not do P's. Let's do dollars and cents. Okay. It's not that expensive for these companies to provide at least one meal for workers, and it's very sad to see that workers do have to pay for their meals, even at discounted rate. Yeah. Because if I want to spend discounted rate at McDonald's, I might as well go eat something healthy because that's not healthy. But that is very sad in the UK. Now, if you mention food, now New Zealand would have, but you have to admit, the quality of food that you get in New Zealand is a lot better than the UK. Really?
No.
Is this your bacon stuff again?
Bacon is so bad here.
Okay, now you just have about a lot of New Zealanders.
Sausages. Bacon and sausages are so bad here.
No, this is just a little inside joke. She was complaining about our bacon is not as good as the UK.
It's just watery, right? And your mince as well. You're supposed to have top grade lamb and beef
We
here.
do have top
When
grade
you cook it, it's pure water. The mince
buy
just
the
goes.
quality ones.
How? It's too expensive.
Well, that's the thing. New Zealand food compared to many other countries is very, very expensive. Now, I'm Chinese, even though it's been a long time since I went back to China. But what you spend in food in China is what I spent on a meal in China. In New Zealand is what I can probably survive on in China. My whole entire family. Yeah. That is, let's hope Jacinda has a magical wand and solve that problem. Because it's funny, it's like you said that we grow. We're supposed to have some of the best beef. We're supposed to have the best milk. Yeah, our milk is very, very expensive. Paying $5 something for a bottle of milk.
Your bread's
insane.
The bread is what gets me. It goes mouldy after 3 days. Bread back home could last you like a week.
Yeah, but the bread that you guys have is probably also very, very hard.
It's not.
Oh, really?
No, actually, it's better than your better quality than your bread. But it goes. The bread here goes mouldy really quick. But it's annoying because you pay so much for it. Like
Really?
Yeah.
$1.20 for bread is too much.
Yeah. Because that's like I can get a loaf of bread back home probably for 50p. So for like, let's say 50 cents, I can get a loaf.
Yeah, but that's also $1 in New Zealand. If you do the conversion rate.
No. It's like, so dollars are, what are they dollars?
Exactly. So
Yeah, but compared to my wage,
okay,
more
yes,
expensive.
okay. No, if you do that comparison. Look, we can go on and on. I mean, maybe we should just do a podcast of us discussing
The differences in
UK
food, if anyone's interested.
UK and New Zealand, but I do know
Okay,
that
let's
we
go
have
back
better-
onto union stuff,
We
right?
have better Chinese food than they do in UK.
Oh, I
so
agree with that. I agree with
A
that.
plus for us on this one.
Yeah. I wanted to discuss like the access bit a little bit more.
Let's
because
do
that's
that.
the biggest difference.
Okay.
Is that I can, instead of walking into a store and getting chased out, I now walk into stores, and I know you said it's different to how it's most of it, right? But I now walk into stores, walk up to a counter, and tell the manager that he needs to, or they need to send out every single person on shift. And I sit at the table in the lobby in their store, and the manager literally walks people over to me one by one. Did you know that's incredible?
We also have managers joining the union. I mean, RBL actually have a separate collective for their managers. So that tells you that it's not just the lowest paid worker that's joining the union. It's that we do actually have support from a lot more people than there's a lot of managers in the union. Was that a surprise to you?
It was, yeah. More managers than I thought there would be.
We've had managers shut stores down and walk all their workers out on strike with us, which is, I assume that's probably quite amazing. That's awesome for the UK. Now, look, I do hope that you do manage to learn a few things from us and help you guys, move forward. And hopefully, it's going to be a long and painful process because we didn't get here where we are today, overnight. But maybe 10 years down the track, when you come back to New Zealand again, is that hopefully we hear some good news about how fast food is organised in the UK. Because look, they're owned by the same company, right?
So you have company stores and then you have franchisees.
No, I mean the company stores. Let's not talk about franchisees. Let's talk about company stores. That's all owned by the same people, I'm assuming.
All owned by MacDonald, yeah.
Yeah, they're all owned by McDonald's, yet different countries, it's so different. Now, I wish we had someone from the US to come and talk to us about their McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because that's even, I think you guys might even have it better than them over there. I could be very wrong.
We work quite closely with the Fight for 15 in America, actually. And I would
And that
definitely
was
say...
the campaign that started by Unite as well. I mean, we did a Fight for 15 about 10 years ago. And our minimum wage was below $15.
Yeah, you guys did, I think, Fight for 15 just before America took it. Yeah. But they've been fighting for a long time, and it's been a massive uphill battle. I think New Zealand has helped a little bit, right? It's almost like a model of what can be done because the population is so small here, and because it's much easier to get results from that. I think New Zealand is kind of a very good model or a very good practice space for how you would do things on a bigger scale. No, but like you guys have managed to do it, right? And that is an amazing achievement, and it's awesome. That's why people look here, because it's like, the population is smaller, right? So you were able to push through quicker than maybe we would be able to in the UK, or maybe they'd be able to in the US. But it means that we're able to now see exactly how you did it and the timeline that it took, and like we can try and work out ways to do that in our own countries.
Obviously, I would think the UK's government works kind of quite similar to New Zealand.
Yeah.
So it's easier for you guys to base it on our model.
That's why.
Make it 100 times bigger.
Yeah.
However, US is very different. They have Donald Trump to start instead of Jacinda. But we'll talk about the US some other time. So I guess you can base it on that. And look, if there's one thing I have to say, and it really helped us over the years, is the education on our members.
Yes.
This is that I've personally noticed is that over the years, members are more aware of what trade union does. I mean, we were very fortunate last year that we had, I would say, two of the largest strike New Zealand has seen in probably 50 years, with both the teachers and the nurses walking out on strike like that. It was a huge blow to the nation, and it really catapult what union is for a lot of people, because a lot of our generations have no idea what union is. They think it is a bunch of stuffy old white men who are trying to sign them up to something that's 100 years old. But we are doing things differently now. And it's not the same stuff that what's ironic is that I think some of the stuff we're fighting for is very similar to what we were fighting for 100 years ago, which is a very sad part for trade unionists itself.
Yeah.
But it has shown people is that we are doing things, we want what we've had, and workers needs to fight.
I think it's great, like, I definitely see that, and when I go and talk to workers, especially younger ones, and I say to them about unions, they're like, oh yeah, like my teachers went on strike last year, like, oh, I went out with the teachers, or I went on the school strike, you know? It definitely is, you know, in people's minds now, because it's out there and people know what it is now, which is really, really good. Like,
alright, well, we'll probably have to wrap this podcast up. Probably gone over a lot more than what we should have.
oh, sorry.
It's alright. Look, it's really good to know. Yeah, she does. Maybe we'll just do one while of Shen's ranting.
I would 100% be on that show.
Well, maybe do that. Yeah, I do hope that you do take some knowledge from us and come and visit us in New Zealand again. We would love to have you and Steve again.
Travel 30 hours again.
Was it 30 hours?
No, yeah, stop it.
Okay, well, maybe next time before you and Steve go back. When are you guys leaving?
October, November.
Well, before you guys leave in October, November, I wouldn't mind having both you and Steve come along, because you guys are fighters in the UK for fast food, and it's very great that we have you here. Maybe you can tell us about what we're doing wrong as unions and what we can do to make people more involved in trade unions, because you guys seen it for almost a year now.
I don't know if we're able to do that, if we're qualified to do that.
Well, I think it might be, because you're looking at this, especially Steve, because he's not really involved in unions in New Zealand. He's looking at this from the outside, and often you get a better view of everything if you're not actually involved in it.
Yeah.
So tell Steve the invite is out there if you're watching this, Steve.
You should be. I told you to.
Yeah, you should be. So thank you so much for that, and we'll catch you later.
Cheers. Thank you. Where did Jessie go? Camera woman.
The right to organize, so don't get deceived by the fear and lies. They try to be slick and offer us bribes and ask for second chances, just like the wolf cries.
One day stronger, another day longer. We stand together. We are the union. One day stronger, another day longer. We stand together. We are the union.
Communication workers, one day longer, one day stronger. We bargain together, more strength in numbers, true solidarity. This is my family, this is our destiny. Voted on the 26th in the month of January. We made history, we achieved victory. Special thanks to Joe Biden in DC, Al Sharpton, Bertha Lewis, Hakeem Jeffries. We occupy Wall Street. We are the 99% of the workers who trying to live right. So we formed a committee, Thursdays with the red team, showing strong unity. This is now reality. CWA, I'm not going away. That's the slogan I say when they try to put fear in me. CWA, red band on the right hand, 1109 UNION.
One day stronger, another day longer. We stand together. We are the union. One day stronger, another day longer. We stand together. We are the union.
I'll be a pain in the colon for your boy Jimmy Dolan. His pockets are swollen, reaping what my labor's sowing. We face irregularities with solidarity, collectively bargaining to gain some clarity. We're living in poverty, it's really bothering me. We're going to the table to end this policy. United we stand, divided we beg. I'm just a finger in the fist over your head.
Check it, here I stand like MLK, like Harriet Tubman in the slave-free days. Here I stand with the underground movement, going against past, current, fighting for improvement. This how we do it, making all the sacrifice, living in darkness. We finally see the light, CWA. We have overcome, divided we beg, together we bargain.
United we stand, divided we beg. We are the union. United we stand, divided we beg. We are the union. United we stand, divided we beg. We are the union. United we stand, divided we beg. We are the union.
The church.
My respect, my dignity. We are the union. Oh, if God is my witness, we are the union.
To know that others believe in your cause and offer support. It gives you the strength to follow through.
Despite harassment and intimidation, they heard you in Brooklyn.